you're just joining us, this is Channel 4. We've been on this all night. Pompeii, the first inside job. I need everybody who's listening right now to pay attention, not half listening, not doing the dishes, listening. 79 AD, August 24th. That's the date they gave you. That's the date in your textbook. That's the date on the little plaque at the museum. Except recent scholarship, their scholarship, not mine, now says it was October. They moved it 2 months, just like that. Ask yourself something. Why is the first thing they always do, the very first thing, change when it happened? The official story. Mount Vesuvius erupted. Volcano, natural disaster, city destroyed, everybody died. The end. Go home. Stop asking questions. 2,000 years of that's just what happened, and nobody raises their hand and says, hey, wait a minute, let me look at this. Well, I looked at it. The Romans had concrete that is stronger than what we pour today. You can test it. People have tested it. Their concrete gets stronger over time. Ours doesn't. They had plumbing. They had running water. I'm not sure the lead drinking water pipes were a good idea, but that's a different episode. They had underfloor heating, radiant heating, heated floors 2,000 years ago. They had engineering that we didn't match again for over 1,000 years after they fell. You're telling me the people who built aqueducts that still carry water today just stopped. They hit heated floors and said, that's enough. We're done innovating? No, they didn't stop. They went underground. And what they built underground is what blew up. Vesuvius was dormant. 800 years. 800 years. Not a rumble. Not a puff. Not a shimmer of heat off the summit. Nothing. And then one day, one specific day, at one specific time, it explodes. Right when Pompeii is at peak operation. A port city. A trading hub. Money flowing in and out. Resources moving. Infrastructure humming. Now I want you to think about something. When a volcano erupts, what happens? Lava. Lava flows. It's slow. It's hot. It melts things. That is not what happened at Pompeii. What happened at Pompeii was instant. Bodies frozen mid-action. A man shielding his child. Both of them still there. Bread in ovens. Dogs on chains. A woman reaching for something she never picked up. Lava doesn't do that. Lava doesn't freeze a city like a photograph. What is that is? A pulse. A single moment where everything stops. Everything stopped at the same moment. Everything across the entire city. That is a cascade reaction going critical. They had seconds. The mountain didn't explode. Something under the city exploded. Vesuvius was the exhaust vent. That's all it ever was. A chimney. Now here's where it gets interesting. And this is the part they really don't want you to think about. Mercury. Archaeologists find mercury at ancient sites all over the world. Under the pyramids, under temples, under cities nobody can explain. And every time they find it, you know what they call it? Ceremonial. They find liquid mercury saturating the ground beneath a structure, and their explanation is that someone poured it there for religious purposes. Find mercury under a factory in New Jersey and you call the EPA. You find it under the pyramids and it's spiritual. It's the same mercury. Mercury is a catalyst. It's used in refining, in processing. When you crack hydrocarbons at industrial scale, mercury is what makes the reaction work. It settles into the ground over time. That's not a ceremony. That's industrial runoff. Every site where they find mercury in the soil is a facility floor, not a temple, not a ritual site. An industrial operation that ran for centuries and poisoned the ground beneath it. Pompeii had a facility. The facility had a reactor. The reactor used mercury, and when the reactor went critical, when the cascade failure hit, everything above it was flash irradiated and buried. The ash wasn't volcanic, it was fallout. Let me walk you through what we know. The wealthy neighborhoods evacuated early, before it happened. Working districts didn't. The people who lived where the money was, where the information was, they got out. Who told them? Who was on the list? Because there's always a list. There is always someone who knows to leave before it happens. Always. The graffiti. Everyone talks about the graffiti at Pompeii. Oh, look, the Romans wrote on their walls. How charming. Perfectly preserved writing in a city supposedly destroyed by chaos. You know what I think is on those walls? Operating parameters, shift logs, written in a notation that we don't recognize anymore because the people who could read it are gone and the manuals were burned at Alexandria. The Library of Alexandria, the single largest collection of knowledge in the ancient world, burned. And everyone says, oh, what a tragedy. What a loss. Nobody asks the next question. What was in it? Operational documentation, refining formulas, engineering specifications for a global infrastructure that someone needed erased. You don't burn a library to destroy knowledge. You burn a library to destroy evidence. And then there's Pliny. Pliny the Elder, the one man in the Roman world with the resources, the access, and the curiosity to document what actually happened. He was a naturalist. He was a commander. He had ships. He sailed toward Pompeii while it was happening. The one man who would have written down exactly what he saw. Dead on the beach, watching. They said he had an asthma attack at the most important moment in Roman engineering history. The one qualified witness has a breathing problem and dies on the shore. That's not bad luck. That's a loose end. And here's the part that should make you furious. Pompeii was buried for 1,700 years. 1,700, and nobody dug it up. Nobody went looking. For over 1,000 years, the most perfectly preserved city in human. He sat under a few feet of dirt and nobody thought to check. And then suddenly, right when certain questions start being asked in Europe, right when the Enlightenment starts picking at the edges of what we're told about history, no, look, a city perfectly preserved. Go study that. Go count the bricks. Go translate the graffiti. Don't ask what's underneath it. They gave you a distraction and called it archaeology. Yeah. Gary? Yeah, I'm on Pompeii right now. Been on it all night. Right, I know you've been reading about this. What did you find? Uh-huh, the Romans. Sure, what about them? Wait, what did you just say? Batteries. You're talking about ancient batteries. Gary is talking about ancient batteries. He thinks they were Roman. They weren't. They were Parthian. He's got the location wrong, but the concept is... Gary, where did you read that? You don't remember? Was it a book, a documentary, an internet video, or a dream? Gary, those are very different things. Okay, listen to me. Don't talk to anyone about this. Not yet. I need to look into it. Yeah, I know she is. Tell her I said hello. Gary's never been that close before. I don't know what to do with that. He's wrong about the location, completely wrong. But the idea that ancient civilizations had electrochemical technology. I've been saying this for years, and Gary that's... Okay, we'll come back to that. What I need you to understand is that Pompeii isn't ancient history. Pompeii is a manual. It's the playbook. Step 1, build something dangerous underneath something ordinary. Step 2, when it goes wrong, blame nature. Step 3, destroy the documentation. Step 4, wait for memory to fade. Wait for the witnesses to die. Wait for the language change. Wait until the notation on the walls doesn't make sense anymore. And someone can call it graffiti with a straight face. Step 5. When someone finds it again 1,700 years later, hand it to the soulless minions of orthodoxy and let them tell the story. Let the academics explain it. Let them write paper about bread in ovens and never ask what's under the floor. They've been running this play for thousands of years and it works. Every time. Pompeii, Alexandria, Sodom, the flood. Every culture has a flood story, Gary. Every single one. That's not mythology. That's testimony. Tunguska, 1908, a blast that flattened 800 square miles of forest and left no crater. The Bronze Age collapsed. 12 civilizations fell at the same time, and nobody can explain why. Every time something has records, something happens to it. Every time someone gets close, something happens to them. And you think they stopped? They know exactly how to bury a city. They've had 2,000 years of practice, and it's not the only city they've buried. All right, hold on. I need to check something in my notes on the mercury data. Nobody go anywhere. And I need to say this before I forget. Nobody go near a laundromat for the next 72 hours. Any laundromat, I don't care which one. Something is happening with the water systems in this county, and I am not going to say more than that on air. But if your clothes need washing, use your bathtub. I'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
Station 4. Station 4. Message continues. 9135179156796802468024353.